Yo, what's good? Crypto. You know who it is. Is the camera kind of crooked? Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of uninspired to cook up today. It's just one of those days, you know. So we're not gonna make a cook up today. But that gives us the opportunity to talk about my first year of making beats seriously. Like in January 2026, it has been 1 full year. And I wanted to make a video then, but I didn't because like I tried to record this video, but I fucked it up so many times. And then I just got frustrated and I deleted the video and never thought about it again. But now I think as I want to focus more on the whole content thing and I want to level my communication skills, this is a good idea, yeah? Okay, so we're gonna do this video now. So let me start at the beginning. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my decision to make music seriously. So I started to think about making music seriously at the end of 2024. I had recently started a master's program at university and I kind of did not enjoy it that much. And as you're doing a master's program, you realize that you're probably gonna have to work in that space for the rest of your life. And that was so fucking scary for me. So I decided like I have to at least try something to avoid having to do this forever. I'm still in the program right now, but I don't go there anymore. I just take the exams and then I do nothing for half a year. So I kind of had this New Year's thing where I told myself, starting the 1st of January, I'm gonna make music every single day. I'm gonna try to get really good at it and I'm gonna try to make some money. I was kind of optimistic at first. I thought to myself after watching a few videos that it would be realistic, that I'd make like a 4-figure sum in my first year. And to be frank, I didn't because I didn't have a strategy. Like last year I've made $200, but we're gonna get to that later. I have learned a lot of things and I just want to talk about these things. It's 3 topics that I want to talk about today. Just to make it short, we're going to talk about time. What was the second thing? The third thing is plan. And the second thing is, what was the second thing? God fucking damn it. The second thing is confidence and creativity. So let's just dive right in. So the first topic that we want to talk about here is time. Time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's something very important. And before I started making music full time, I did not realize how limited your time is when you get older, okay? This master's program has been the first year where I live in kind of adult life. I grew up in a pretty wealthy household. I never had to do much around the house for my parents. They just left me alone most of the time. And I was kind of not prepared how much you have to do every single day. Like I live it alone now with my girlfriend. I have a part-time job and I have this, as I said, I have this master's program. And throughout this entire situation, I want to build this music thing. So I would go to university still, and the bus that goes to university and back to my home is a piece of shit. It only drives every half an hour. And it was one day that I walked to this bus stop and I had like 2 minutes left. And that was the first time I realized in my life, like, goddamn, I should kind of catch that bus now. Because if I don't, that's a half an hour that's just wasted. And then I realized it's not just the bus. I realized that I'm wasting so much time in my everyday life. Like I used to wake up pretty late if I didn't have to get up. I'd sleep for like 10, 11 hours. In the morning, I would wake up and go straight to fucking Clash Royale. Sometimes, I hope my fucking company doesn't see this video. But when I woke up for work and I worked from home, I would turn on my PC, play Clash Royale for 3 hours, do nothing at this job. I would not invest that time into something else productive. I would just swipe on Instagram. And like, maybe if I hadn't started the music thing, I never would have felt bad about it, but like the work piled up then and I couldn't invest any time into the music, you know? Music made me think about my everyday life. So what I want to say basically here for this segment is if you're older than 22 probably or something and you start living at your own and you get a real job or like you are studying or something, time gets very, very limited. So if you're younger than 20 or you're still going to school, you might even be 15, you have to start now making music because you have so much time at your hand and you might not even realize it. I know school can be stressful as well. I don't want to talk down on that or anything, but it doesn't get much better. I never believed it when I heard it myself when I was younger, but it's kind of true. It's fucked. And if you are at the same stage that I am at my life now, like it's not too late. You just have to cut down on all the stupid stuff. Like what's also a big problem is drinking too much on the weekends. That's a whole fucking day wasted because you were probably meeting with your friends at like 6 o'clock in the evening or like 8 o'clock in the evening, and the whole next day is fucked because you can't get out of bed. You're feeling, you don't want to do anything productive. You just want to sleep probably, and it's really hurting the thing you're striving for. Yeah. And I want to give you a tip. If you're also struggling with phone addiction, give me a second, okay? This thing gets the crypto stamp of approval. I think more people are getting aware of this issue with phone addiction now. And you might have seen this thing in an ad. It's like this fucking cube or something. And what you do is you hold your phone against that thing and it blocks your phone. And then you can't access any apps that you chose beforehand in the app. So that's kind of cool, especially if you keep this thing in another room. I keep it in the kitchen. You will not, or at least I did not, you will not go back to the kitchen to unlock your phone to swipe on Instagram because it becomes a conscious decision then. Like these people at Instagram or TikTok or anything, there are a whole bunch of smart people working to get your attention. So you can't even really fight it. You have to make swiping a conscious decision because they are trying to make it an unconscious decision. And this thing helps you do that. It's a very good tool. I'd estimate it saves me like probably 1.5 hours every single day, because I don't unconsciously just pick up my phone and swipe. Another thing I want to talk about here with the whole social media stuff, do not pick up your phone in the morning. As I said, I think more people are getting aware of this now. It fucks up your whole reward system, and you will not enjoy much throughout the day, as you would if you didn't swipe on Instagram. You have to like implement a little ritual in the morning that doesn't feel too satisfying at first, but gives you like a longer lasting burst of joy or something. So what I do now, or what I try to do now every single morning, is I try to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I just go for a run and I take a cold shower. I have breakfast and then I start my day. It's still not working out always. Like today I woke up at around 8 or something, but I still did go for a run. I still had a cold shower, and it's kind of a progress. It will not happen like that. You will not be able, at least I was not able to fulfill all my goals within 24 hours or something. It's a very long lasting progress. At first I would like skip the running thing. I would go to the shower and then I'd be like, fuck the cold shower, I'm not gonna do it. Sometimes I'd wake up at 12, not go for a run, not shower at all that day, and do nothing productive. But it gets better. It gets better quickly. I'd say within the first weeks, you will feel the first few positive effects in your life. And after the first year now that I try to streamline my everyday life, it's gotten way, way better. And now the obstacles are getting smaller and smaller, like now I wake up at 8 instead of 7, but I still go for a run. And what I'm trying to say is like start small, and if you just stay disciplined, it will get way better. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is creativity. I don't know if you stumbled upon this video and you're not really a music producer, and if you do not do anything creative, you have different goals, this section might not be as helpful for you, but just check the timestamps if you want to skip it. So yeah, fuck it. Okay, so I don't know if I said that already in the intro, but before 2025, music has been a hobby of mine for a long time at that point. I've been making music for 5 years at that point. But I never really, I kind of did it sporadically, and I never really watched YouTube tutorials like that, I would watch YouTube tutorials, but I'd like make I'd make a very unique sound, not thinking about the commercial side of things. I would never use the Spins 808, for example, or I would not use the soft clipper on the master. I'd just do whatever I feel like. And I did not really make a genre. I'd say I made like trap beats, but it was all not very commercialized yet. And so when 2025 began, I made this type beat channel, and I watched a whole bunch of videos on how to make a successful type beat channel. And it's always the same stuff that people talk about, like really get to know the sound that you're going for, check out other people's type beats, listen a lot to the music that you're going for, pick up on all the sounds that are in there, and all the good stuff like that, I'd say by watching a lot of tutorials and listening for hours to type beats on YouTube, I got way better, way quicker objectively, and my music was way more yeah, I don't know, built for the masses. So one thing I want to say for this part of the video is like you kind of have to watch tutorials and you have to use like very brain dead sounds that everybody uses. Sometimes you kind of have to let go of making just these very weird, unique beats because probably no one is going to be interested in them. You kind of have to make your music more built for the masses, you know what I mean? So you speak to a lot of people and you have a lot of people that are trying to buy your stuff, you know? But at the same time, you should not do it to an extent where you're kind of not using your creativity anymore. You know what? Because that's what I would do. I fell into this pitfall. Is that what you say? Pitfall. Where I would watch so much tutorials that I would only do stuff that I saw in tutorials or that I heard in other people's type beats. And it became like a blueprint, more or less. Like making a beat was building something after a layout that was set out for me, you know? I'd made a lot of West Coast beats at first. So for the chords, I'd only use E-pianos, a regular piano. And I'd maybe layer it with a pad, but I'd not like explore the other possibilities that are at hand. Like maybe I layer this E-piano with a fucking weird ass polykey or something. So that's not stuff that I think about anymore. I would just have this blueprint in my head and it became kind of like a normal job, basically building these type beats. And it was kind of frustrating, you know, and it's taken a big toll on my creativity, to be honest, and I'm still trying to recover from that because like if you do not like train your creativity as well, you will not be able to quickly adapt to new situations and new genres, you know. When the whole esdeekid wave came about, my first instinct was not to like build something on my own. I would like pick apart type beats on YouTube. I would watch tutorials again. I would look for the exact presets that people use, you know, build a new blueprint basically. And that's not really how you want to go about it. What I would recommend you doing is if you want to get into a new style of music, do not listen to type beats, maybe a little bit, but that should not be your main consumption of music. Listen a lot to the artist, listen a lot to other artists that do a similar style of music and like pick up on the foundation that makes the sound great to you. For example, like when it comes to West Coast music, for me, I really enjoy the E-pianos in there. That's what makes the sound for me. But maybe if you listen to it, it might be the fucking lead or something at the top. And I feel like that's something that you should stick to because it gets you quicker to the sound that you want to make, you know. It's a quick reward to make this E-piano chord progression and feel like, damn, that's actually what I was trying to go for. But at the same time, you should like try to experiment with it, make your own sound out of it, maybe add not the fucking basic West Coast lead, use something out of some new jazz, Synology, preset bank, I don't fucking know, and make it your own, you know? Because if you just make another Shawline Mafia type beat with the fucking skinny glider lead from Omnisphere, yeah, that's already been made, you know? Nobody cares. Why should anybody listen to your music when Shawline Mafia is already out there, you know? So you kind of have to evolve it a little bit, you know? So yeah, creativity. And the last topic that I want to talk about, how long did that fucking go? I rambled about for half an hour, crazy. The last thing I want to talk about here is have a plan. As I said before, I thought that I would be able to make like a 4-figure sum in my first year of making music, and to be quite honest, I still believe that it's kind of possible depending on what you're going for, but you have to have a plan, you know. When I started, as I said, I had this type beat channel, but I also sent out loops to a whole bunch of other producers. At one point I opened another type beat channel, so I had 2 type beat channels running simultaneously. I made content for YouTube and I tried to make like some preset banks. So like if you're doing all kinds of different stuff and you have a whole bunch of different products that are not really intertwined for the most part, you will miss out on like the little stuff that makes a single product great, you know. Like now because like now for a month I've decided to make this content stuff, the thing that I want to try, you know, and I realized that I was missing out on the whole aspect of video editing. There's so much more to it than I ever thought, because before I never had time to really get to know everything about the whole content creation stuff. And now I'm watching more videos and I realized, damn, that's actually, my product would probably have not gotten much better if I would have done all the other stuff simultaneously as well. And it's not that you have to choose one thing and not do anything else for the rest of your life. But like, as an example, I'm making content now, and then I just pick one other thing, one other project that I can make on the side. So now I'm making these preset banks on the side. And that kind of intertwines with the YouTube channel, because if this YouTube channel builds an audience, I can like advertise the preset banks to you, you know? You kind of have to be smart about it, because as we said in the first part of this video, time is kind of limited. You have to be smart about it, and you have to build a plan so you get somewhere, you know? And like building a plan is not watching YouTube videos and copying another person's blueprint. Like that's something, I feel like that depends on what kind of person you are. But I studied industrial engineering, and I kind of got used to making decisions based around facts and numbers. And I'm always looking for like a blueprint, or I'm looking for things that have worked in the past and like implementing them into the future and the present. But building a plan in this kind of creative space, or in the social media space, it's very different for every single person. You have to make your own plan. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with this, but I think that's another tip that's important to put out there. Like, make your own plan. There's no blueprint for this. You will just have to figure it out yourself. For the final words of this video, don't let anybody tell you you can't do this. If you have a phone and you have a laptop, you can record videos and put them out there. Who stops you? Nobody's stopping you. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just doing what you like to do. So fucking do it. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. If you're a very rational person like me, you will get to a point where you feel like, damn, this is so stupid. I'm not going to university no more for this dream that I have that's not really, I can't grasp it, you know? It seems so far away. What I do in this situation is I remind myself of where I want to be in like 10 years. Then the decision becomes so fucking easy. Because if I just think about the fact that in 10 years I'm sitting in this office at a fucking job that I hate, then I feel like trying to make music now and making a living of this thing that gave me so much structure in my life, that made me a so much more disciplined person, that I did for a whole year now, and I did not get tired of it. It's so easy. It's so easy. If it feels right, it feels right, and you will know it if it's right for you. Thank you for staying until the end of this. This was a very different video today. I hope I gave you some interesting insights. If you want to check out my full cookups, check this corner. Let me think. This corner. This corner. Fuck it. Yeah, videos every Friday on this channel. Thank you for staying until the end of this. Stay great, and I'll see you next time.